Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today I will be reviewing episode 9 of WandaVision, the finale of the first ever MCU show. Before I actually get into it, I will say, after watching the finale, I was a little bit skeptical that we won't be getting a season 2. However, on the Marvel page, they said the season finale. Granted, they could just be saying that, so that's not like, oh yeah, this was just like a prequel, like the interlude to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, or whatever the title is. I keep forgetting it. I'm hoping that they didn't just make the show for that, because it would kind of suck. It was a very interesting show overall. I will be giving a review of the overall season. Hopefully it'll be released later this week or the week after, so stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna go straight into the review, and first of all say I don't have that many notes about the finale, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because if you liked it a lot, don't hate me, but I didn't love it. I had mixed feelings about it, and I still do. So I don't have any specific points that I'm going to talk about. One thing that I do want to mention is I love the little Wizard of Oz reference when Wanda threw a car at Agatha, and then you could just see her boots. Obviously, it was clearly referencing when the Wicked Witch of the, I think it's East, gets hit by the house, and then it's just her like shoes that she has on. So I think it was clearly a nod to that. It will be a bit harder for me to get my point across because I don't have my notes, but I just think that, granted, this is the first MCU TV show, so obviously like they're gonna be doing things different, but the way they handled that finale wasn't as great as what I expected, and part of the reason, honestly, could just be because I watched so many Easter egg and fan theory videos. I had different theories in my head about like, oh, it's gonna be Mephisto, right? Oh, they're gonna connect the X-Men universe with Quicksilver. Oh my god, Paul Bettany, the frickin' English, like, trolling man with us, whatever the fuck, tricked us and made us think that, like, oh, Benedict Cumberbatch, oh, maybe, like, Magneto, maybe, Professor X is gonna come in. And he was just being an English troll, and, it was just himself. It was the White Vision, and I love the fact that he literally said, oh, all these theories are so great. God, they're gonna be disappointed that was just me. So I'm a little bit upset, but I do love a good joke, so I have to admit that it was still funny that he kind of pranked us all, and I think that kind of actually embodies the whole feeling, like, at least I have. We expected something, but didn't get what we expected, and that does happen with superhero movies a lot. People will expect something to happen in it, but they don't get it, and normally I'm okay with it, but this one, the finale just seemed like they rushed so much, and it would have been better if they did it in a two-parter, or if they just had it like just a little bit longer. Now, with the whole battle between Agatha and Wanda, there wasn't like too much that I was kind of like, oh my god, yes, this is great, you know? I'm pretty sure they said that there's more VFX in this than Endgame. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, because I have to be honest, the flying CGI wasn't the best in my opinion. It looked a little bit goofy. Granted, you don't really go out in public and see anybody flying, so there is that, but they have gotten them to fly before, so I just thought it looked a little bit weird. The beginning of the battle between Agatha and Wanda wasn't the best. I did get into it when Wanda brought back that Age of Ultron creepy, like, fast walk to Agatha, and then she did like the whole nightmare scene. I like how Agatha basically tricked Wanda and made her think that, oh yeah, I'm actually like getting something out of it. But then they all said Wanda, Wanda, and it's like, okay, well, she's fucked. One thing I want to mention is, oh my god, when Wanda's hand was getting like all old and decaying, that was really creepy. And the one scene where her face looks all like old and wrinkly, I don't know why, I think I'll insert an image of it, but it reminded me of that one bounty hunter in Star Wars episode, I believe it was episode 2, when they tried to assassinate Padme, and the bounty hunter's face gets all like scrunched up and old or whatever. So I immediately thought of that, and it just looked so weird. I do like the fact, though, they had like literally she's getting drained of her power, her life force, so that was interesting. I do want to note that I love the scene where Wanda's like, I'm not a witch. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This lady is insane. I'm just trying to have my fake perfect life with my fake children and my fake husband while having all these people hostage. It's a joke, but you know what I mean. Now, I love the complete opposite we get with the two visions, and I'm gonna be honest, there are probably people that are like, are you fucking kidding me? We didn't get like an epic battle between like Vision and White Vision. Instead, they do like an outsmarting one another. But you have to realize, Vision is like the most intelligent he's the only why can't I say the word? He's the only synthesoid on the planet, so obviously he's gonna be the most intelligent one, but he's like the most intelligent, I guess, being there is, so they're not gonna like have a little battle if they're that smart. They're just gonna outwit each other. So I like the fact that they were talking about the ship of Theodosis, I think that was the name. Not entirely sure. I think that was like a better route to go with, though, because instead of like seeing, oh, who can beat up the other one more, we get to see them like do a philosophical. I can't talk today. We get to see them do a philosophical talk, which was, in my opinion, much more interesting than all the action scenes we've seen all throughout the MCU, so I'm glad they kept that. And when Vision touched White Vision's head and the like fake Mind Stone went from blue to yellow for a moment, and then they were like doing the same moves, and then he left, we are definitely getting Vision back, like, no doubt. If they don't end up killing off Wanda because they end up deciding to go the villain route, and they're like, she can't be happy, we're gonna kill her off. Although I know a bunch of people would be mad about that. I'm hoping that they're gonna bring back White Vision and she ends up getting the happy, like, ending she deserves. Cause, like, Wanda just needs some happiness. Like, come on, give her something. Cause the only person that has given her therapy, really, is a villain. Nobody else gave her therapy, which is kind of annoying to see. The next thing that I want to talk about is I love that Darcy hit Hayward with the car. I do think they could have used Kat Dennings' character a little bit more, because we didn't get to see her as much as like Monica or Jimmy Woo, so that kind of sucked. But also the fact that Hayward was gonna like shoot a bunch of, like, not a bunch of children, 2 kids, was really fucked up. And I like the little interaction between Billy and Monica where it's like, oh, nice powers. I like yours too. And when Monica did the whole thing and it went through her, and like the fact that her eye color changes and it's not just like blue, that was great. Now, before I talk about the final scene between Agatha and Wanda and like how the show ended, I'm taking a moment of silence for my anchor. You get Evan Peters, who's, first first of all, an incredible actor. If you haven't seen American Horror Story, he is phenomenal in it. He is so great. And he is amazing in the X-Men movies. So to get him and to use him just for a dick joke for Ralph Boner, I swear, I can't. Like, I'm actually upset about that. And I'm pretty sure everyone, or like 99% of people, are upset about that. Because, are you kidding me? You had to end his character with Ralph Boner. He's just like a crappy actor who like doesn't have any work. Cause I saw a clip from the new Rockstars, and basically the main guy was saying how there's no way that he was the witness protection person that Jimmy Woo was looking for, because like he had water bills like from 2020, I think. Why would he have his headshot then if he's like supposed to be in hiding? The one thing though is that he left out his last name, which is like a little bit odd, but I mean it could just be him coming back from like the coma and being like, ha, that's funny, that's a dick joke. They're clearly so funny. That's the one thing. It's like the child humor that I don't like in like these movies, which I understand it's not just adults watching, but did Marvel really get an actor from the X-Men universe just for a dick joke? I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, for the Agatha and Wanda battle, I do like how Wanda tricked Agatha and put up the runes and was like, you just got fucked. I used your, little lesson against you, so thanks for that. And it's gonna be interesting to see what exactly happens to Wanda in the Doctor Strange sequel, because right now, she's either gonna be an ally or she's gonna be the villain. I wouldn't mind if she became the villain, just the one thing is that I hope she does not get killed, or I hope she does not go to jail forever, that type of situation, because then that will be a waste of the character. That is a very good villain origin story, though, compared to what they did with Daenerys Targaryen. Completely different thing, very different people, but that's the prime example of what not to do to a female character suddenly becoming a villain because of like emotional trauma and all of that stuff. So if they do that with Wanda, this show has very easily shown why exactly that would happen. Especially with that end credit we got of her with the Darkhold, and she's reading it, and she has the whole, I think it's called like the celestial form, what Doctor Strange has. He has his physical form and the spiritual thing, and Wanda's just, I think, in Sokovia possibly, in the end credit, and she's just reading the Darkhold, and granted, she seems like she just wants to learn how to use her powers, but this is a very bad book, so it may or may not cause her to do bad things, because that's literally what Agatha said, but Agatha didn't seem to care about saving the universe. She seemed to care more about, I just want your powers because I want to be powerful. Now, I'm gonna actually talk about Wanda's outfit last, and instead, the first end credit that we got, I don't really care about the Skrulls too much, so I wasn't that like, whoa, oh my god, it's a Skrull! Yeah, we saw that when the aerospace engineer person didn't turn out to be who everyone theorized. Again, with the theories, we kind of over-theorized the show to a point where it could have possibly ruined how we perceived it and our overall enjoyment, but we knew that those were Skrulls, so seeing the person turn into one, I wasn't really surprised, and 100% she's referencing Nick Fury, because I think his name's Thalos, the scroll that's from Captain Marvel, who was actually, we see in the end credit for Spider-Man Far From Home. If people don't watch any of these things and they decide to suddenly watch, like, WandaVision, they're gonna, like, have no clue at all what's happening. But we know that Nick Fury hasn't been on Earth for a while now, so I'm gonna say that's Nick Fury asking for Captain Rambo to come up to space, and maybe that'll lead us into Captain Marvel too. Maybe we will see what beef she has with Captain Marvel, because he did not like the mention of her name in the beginning. The final thing I'm gonna talk about is Wanda's outfit. I love how we got it. It was basically the scene that we got in episode 8 when Wanda, like, was looking at the Mind Stone, and then she sees herself, but she doesn't know it's her yet, in, like, an outfit, and that's the scene that we got. So it's really cool. Her outfit is so epic. The one thing I will say is, I think I want the headpiece to be maybe, like, a tad bit bigger. Not as big as the one in the Halloween costume, but that's literally my only complaint, because that was such an epic costume. I did like the corset, but I know Elizabeth Olsen didn't really like it too much, so I'm happy that she's in the outfit that is less revealing and hopefully more comfortable, but it is still badass as ever. I'm not going to talk about anything else because I'm going to save my overall criticisms and, like, positive feedback about the show in my overall season 1 review, because I do have some things I want to say about the sitcom aspect. The only thing I'm going to say is they really should have had a bit more, because that's how they marketed the show, and I think they just didn't use it as much as they should have, but that's a complaint for another day. This is Sandra from the future. Past Sandra forgot to mention that it was so heart-wrenching, the scene when Wanda had to say goodbye to her family, and basically, like, Billy and Tommy didn't know, although I have seen speculations that Billy probably did know that something bad was gonna happen, because he possibly reads minds, since previously he mentioned that it was very loud because he could hear all the townspeople. So if that's true, that makes the tucking them in for bed even sadder. And oh my, the scene with Vision and Wanda, and how they said they'll say hello again. That was so sad. Why do you have to do this to Wanda? Like, all we've seen are sad scenes of her throughout the Marvel movies. Like, at least most of the characters, like, that are sad, usually, like, it's happy. Like, they get happy things once in a while, but, like, Wanda basically never gets this, so yeah, that's something I forgot to mention in this very sad finale. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the button below, comment down what your favorite episode in WandaVision was. Mine's probably either, like, episode 1 or 2, or one of the later episodes, because I love me a good black and white media piece, honestly. And I'll see you next time.